Adam Christ from MyMMAnews.com, being joined once again by my man, educated hands, Reggie Barnett Jr. He's taking on Demarcus Chop Corley. It's going down at BKFC 16, March 19th in Biloxi, Mississippi. First and foremost, good morning, Mr. Barnett. How are you, my friend?
Good morning, Adam. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me on. As always, I appreciate the invite.
Oh, of course, man. You know how we roll. It's a pleasure to have you. I always appreciate you joining me. So Demarcus Chop Corley, man, that's a big name, probably the biggest name on your agenda yet, right? How do you feel about this fight?
Excited. I feel confident, and I'm excited at, testing myself. I want to prove that I belong amongst the elite level fighters in this world. And whether he has been or not, he will be always considered elite level fighter. But at the same time, this is my sport. And I'm the number one fighter in the world at 135 for a reason. And so I'm going to prove that.
I want to get right into that because like you were just saying, and he is a boxing legend, 100%. You can't take that away from him. He has, I believe it was, he's 55-33, right? 85 bouts, something like it. It's just something crazy. He's been there, done that. He's been there with Mayweather. He's been there. He's done it all. But what he has not done is bare knuckle boxing, something that you are now an OG and a veteran at. It's two different sports. We've talked about that. Can you talk about the comparisons?
Remember, we talked about it in the interview before, and I told you when a boxing glove hits you, it like pierces your soul. When a bare knuckle hits you, it cuts your life, So it's a complete difference in getting hit with those punches. And I guess perfect case and example, if I could say, the Paige Van Zandt Bret Hart fight. It's not that Paige, couldn't fight or anything. It was her first time ever getting hit like that with the bare knuckle, and so it put her a step behind. That's really what happened in that fight, and she really didn't zone in and wasn't able to deal with it until the last two rounds, and it was too little, too late by that point. And Britain wasn't backing down because she's already been there, done that. She's like, "Come on, I've been hit with this shit before. I can deal with this. I know I can, so I'm gonna keep fighting through." But Paige was frozen by getting hit with those bare knuckle punches. There's a big difference in this sport, and boxing is a great tool to have, but I can box just as well. I just never made it to being a world champion or an elite level boxer because of the choices and the decisions that I made in life and, the path that I took to get to where I am now. But in all honesty, I feel like I'm just as elite level boxer as Chop is. But this isn't boxing. This is bare knuckle. Bare knuckle is my sport. And like you said, I'm an OG in this sport.
So, man, I want to talk about Demarcus, but you just bringing up Knuckle Mania brought up a whole different animal that I wanted to talk about. That viral video of you ringside just shouting at the decision. You weren't impressed by that. You were definitely not impressed by Johnny. You were going in, man. Do you feel that you're just – what can you do to get the next shot at the championship? What do you have to do?
I'm not even worried about it right now.
Yeah.
Well, like 5 or 6 days from the biggest fight of my life.
Right.
Building a legacy. Plain and simple. And anybody they put in front of me, it doesn't matter when that title comes, I'm going to continue to get in there and pick apart and destroy and build my legacy. And we'll cross that bridge when the time comes. I feel like after that their showings, though, because I always looked at Johnny as the elitist fighter in the 135-pound weight class. And then after him and Dad's fight, Dad absolutely sloppy as shit. Johnny absolutely sloppy. So it's like, well, dang, I have to go out here and truly set the tone to let the people know that I am the most elite fighter in this weight class. And then the rest will all fall into place, and I'm cool with that.
And I feel like this will be the perfect opportunity to do it because you have such a legendary man in front of you in Demarcus Chop Corley, somebody with the hands that can match the power just like you can. Somebody that's going to get in there and not going to be afraid to throw with you. So do you think that this is going to be just the next big step in the next big chapter of your life?
Of course. I'm trying to, stay grounded and, not look at it from an overwhelming aspect, but it is. For me, whether it's a belt or not, every fight is groundbreaking and life-changing. I'm getting to live my dream. And like yesterday, I want to share this story. There's this kid, well, I won't say kid because he's a grown man now, named Dito that I used to run the streets with. all the time. And we'd stay in the trouble. He stayed in and out of jail. That time of my life, I was kind of in and out of jail. But I always trained, and, you know, I was always working toward my goal half-assed, as I put it, half-step. And, well, we had the send-off meet and greet for me yesterday. And this isn't bragging or anything. This just gave me more fuel. Well, Dito came in. I haven't seen this man in almost like 7-8 years, you know, and he saw the poster of me in Chop Chop, I guess, on the window, and he walked away, and then he came back and he looked at it and he opened the door and he's like, Reggie. And I was like, huh? And he's like, yo! And he just came in, and the scene was just absolute. My mom's sitting there like, you know, I don't know whether she was happy or scared, because just his energy is just so, it's always been like that, you know, even when we were out there in that life, you know, and just, he's like, man, I'm so proud of you. Everybody talked all that trash, and you kept training, and you kept dedicating yourself, and you kept pushing forward. He said, look at you, bro. And he's, my banner that we had, he's like, bro. And he's like, man, I got to take a picture. Do you know how good that made me feel? I know what I'm fighting for. I'm inspiring people. And so he's like, man, yeah, he's like, I saw you. He's like, the last time I got out, man, he's like, I just been doing my martial arts. He's like, take care of my kids, bro. He's like, I've been following. And I'm like, you know, that's what it's about for me.
Yeah.
And so,
man, do you think that was almost sent to you?
What do you mean?
Just moments like that when they come together. I don't know if you're a believer of that kind of thing or not, but just like your send out party. Yeah. And then this guy that you've been so involved in so many years, in negative or positive, whatever it may be, he's coming back in now at your send off. That's poet.
Yeah, like I said, I hadn't seen him in years. We used to run the streets together, and it was just like, it just felt so good. And I looked at my mom, and I was like, I'm going, and I'm leaving everything in that ring for everybody who's just, you know, and for myself. Like, I have everything to lose in this fight, you know, and so I'm going out there to fight like I have everything.
Yeah. Man, that story just gave me chills, because, I mean, we've talked quite a bit throughout, you know, your experience in BKFC. I've known what you've gone through to get where you are now. So it's just such a beautiful story to see from the prison to the pay-per-view, like you've said, for so long now, man. It just has to be humbling. It has to be amazing, man. I couldn't be happier for you. But getting back into the matchup itself, Demarcus Chop Chop Corley, obviously he's on the horizon. You're less than a week away. How do you take this man out?
Speed and aggression. I take nothing away from Chop Chop, but a boxing match pace favors him, and he knows that. He knows that. He knows a pace of a boxing match favors him, but we only got 10 minutes, bro, and I'm coming. Everybody knows that about me. When they say knuckle up, I'm off that line, and we fighting. Like, whether you beat me up or not, we fighting. So
I mean, and right there,
I went back and I watched the Johnny fight, because I just wanted to, you know, you always go back and you watch your work, you pick things apart. I'm sure that he's watched that fight over and over again and probably seen some things that he feels like he could expose. But one, I'm not that fighter anymore. We're a couple years removed, and I have done nothing but have exponential growth in this sport, because my approach to it has been completely different now. But then also, I feel like I wasn't adept to be the fighter going forward yet. But I am wholeheartedly, I feel like I showed that in the Matt Murphy fight for anybody who saw that fight. And I definitely displayed it in the Velasquez fight. I just kind of wasn't too pressed to knock Abby out. You know, I trained for 8 weeks. Why not go in there and have some fun? Shit.
So the name Educated Hands right there on your bandana, which, by the way, before I even ask that question, when's the merch going to come out for Educated Hands? I know the fans want to rock that bandana on fight night, so they can be a part.
We sold some last night at the send-off. We have merchandise. You can go to My House Sports Gear, as far as like my shirts, sweatsuits, mask, all that. And then, like I always tell everybody, 15% of all my sales, my quarterly sales, from that's quarterly, you know, goes to the LBC out here, LBC number 12 for the kids out here.
That's awesome.
That's what I'm doing to try to help give back to my community a little bit, support the young kids' dreams. And then also just go on my Instagram and we have it up there. Get my manager and place an order. We have headbands, masks. I got my new shirts coming out, man. I can't wait. These ones are gonna be awesome. I don't know if you can read that.
Yes. Which I wanted to talk about that in just a little bit too. The JKD process, Jeet Kune Do, the old Bruce Lee way, man, which I was going to talk about. Educated Hands, which not only a nickname, it's not only a moniker, but you're actually taking it true to life. You're taking the time to educate your hands in multiple facets. You've done MMA, you've done boxing, now you're into bare knuckle boxing, now you're including Jeet Kune Do training into your hands. What's that been like?
Well, first we have to say grindstone athletics too, because we did Muay Thai. We already incorporated the Muay Thai aspect of it, and I absolutely destroyed Matt Murphy with it. Like, I was so out of control. I was still in the process of still trying to learn it, that I actually kind of spun myself out of control a few times in that fight. Looked a little wild, but I got the job done. But yeah, as far as the martial arts way and adding my Jeet Kune Do and not just the hand-to-hand aspect of it too, but also the spiritual and the fighting spirit essence of it. And like I said, bringing new tools to this game. Everybody has just their one approach. Either they're a brawler or they're a boxer. And this is hand-to-hand combat. It's so much more. And this is my calling. This is what I was meant to do. So I'm going to go out there and show the education in these hands in so many different facets than just a boxing. This is a fight, a hand-to-hand fight, and that is going to be my approach. It's not even a matter of if you know, it's a matter of can you stop it. And I truly, thoroughly believe that there's nobody right now who can stop it. Even if I fought that, Johnny, Chop, anybody in the weight line. It's just right now where I'm at, my level of my growth as far as my hands is on another level. And I'm grateful to Rob for reaching out to me, like, hey man, he's like, I love what you're doing. He's like, I really want to support. He's like, is there anything I can help you to up your game? And I said, how about the mental aspect of it? And then I was like, let's work the mental aspect of it, and use that growth to transfer it into the actual fighting aspect of it. And I feel like hand in hand, those two things are really, really important for the fight game. And it's in a couple of days. Like, everybody's been sending me messages about Chop talking shit and saying this and saying that, and I'm like, y'all just leave me alone. Like, I don't really care. I'm gonna go in there and do my job and have fun doing my job. This isn't a stressful thing for me. When you have to keep boosting yourself up or sounding off, it means that there's some kind of uncertainty. I don't need to do that. I'm out there and have fun. I don't want to be stressed out or have to be thinking about it or talking about it every day. I'm going to do my job as far as promoting my fight and the industry and the business, but for the rest of it, I've just been trying to hang out and spend time with my son, watch him grow, spend time with my daughter. And then next Friday, when it's time, when those lights come on, I'm going to go out there and everything we've been training the last 6 to 8 weeks, everything we've been working on, I'm just going to let it flow. And
that's it.
And I'm just going to have fun, and that's it. I'm going to knock him out. I'm going to fry him like chicken. He's going down into that's just stuff to make you feel a little more certain in the uncertain territory that you're going. I know what I'm walking into. Been there, done that, tested in the fire. Right. They're throwing you in with the sharks, bro. I don't care how many boxing matches you had in your life. If you want to say boxing matches, you had over 100 amateur boxing matches. So you're close to 80 professional, whatever you had. It's not really, that doesn't matter. This is a whole different sport, and they're throwing you into the fire, into the furnace. And the thing about it is, Reggie willingly walks into the furnace. I'm not smart enough not to.
And you talking about finding your rhythm, finding your niche with bare knuckle boxing, it's becoming more and more evident. And I can tell you just from my own firsthand experience, I was talking with Christine Faria, nothing but fantastic things to say about you. And she didn't even have to bring you up. it just came up, and then she was plugging you and just had nothing but great things to say about you. Another person I was interviewing before this coming up fight, Elvin Brito. We weren't even talking about you, and he brings up OGs and real bare knuckle fighters, brings up Reggie Barnett. So the proof is in the pudding. People recognize real, and they understand who is the OG of bare knuckle boxing. That has to resonate with you. It has to feel amazing, and it has to make you feel like you finally found your path.
Yeah, this was my last fight. I came out to board for this. This is what I was born to do, and not just in the essence of fighting, but the growth in all the different aspects, like I was saying. Because one of the kids yesterday, I gave him a headband, and I told him discipline, dedication, determination, hard work, accountability, and loyalty. I said those were what my headbands represent. I said, so anytime you put one of those on, you better be working on one of those aspects of your life. And it represents so much more, because those things I didn't have when I was out there drinking, out there in the streets and stuff like that. The kind of loyalty I had, false loyalty to things that really weren't, benefiting my life. And so I'm trying to use my platform, to project positivity back into it. And it feels great just to be able to go out there and do it and have fun with it. Like I said, so I'm not all, I don't know. I don't need to be all wound up or all uptight or whatever. I just go out there and fight and have fun, and it'll be what it be. And at the end of the night, I'll still have my family, my friends, and my fans right there, with me. I don't plan on losing. You got to kill me to beat me. This is my sport, and this is my niche. This is what God put me on this earth for, to be a representation of other people that you can come back from, crawled out that pit. Come on, Adam, we know, crawled out the pit. And so now, like I said in one of my posts, I'm trying to reach back as much as I can to help other people. And one of the ways I do that is to train hard, to work hard, dedicate myself to this sport, and go out there and put on the best performances of my life every time. No excuses. Oh no, I just had an off night, or but no. Every time I'm going out there and putting on the best performance that I can possibly can that night. And even in my loss to Johnny, people still saw the glimmer, the light shining through what was going to come to be. This wasn't my time yet, and I'm cool with that. Now it is my time. Chop Chop, I love you to death. I respect you to death, but I'm the wrong one.
And that mindset, something that you said when you were out and you were, running the streets, something that you didn't have before, but it's clearly there now. How has that changed your game? Not only as a fighter, as a man.
As a fighter, the focus aspect of it, when you're out there doing things, or you're just not truly focused, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When your mind is in 100 places because you're worried about this and that, and you're not there. When I get to practice, it's we're in the zone, and I'm dialed in, and so it all transpires to getting sharper. And then in life, that same focus and discipline, and all that transpires into being a father and a better man to my kids, my wife, and then just in society in general, how I walk around. I don't want to walk around with my chest all poked out like I'm better than anybody. I love going and being amongst the people and being at the events and the shows, and kind of, I guess, in essence, blending in, but still they're like, yo, that's Reggie, yo, can I get a picture? I'm like, yeah, come on, everybody, but it's not like, oh, I'm better than y'all because I'm competing at this level, or I'm doing this in life. No, y'all, this is possible for your kids too, if they work hard enough, if we keep steering them in the right direction, and whether it's fighting, anything they want. So it's just about setting those morals and those ethics, and having good ones, I guess, that I didn't have back then.
I love it, man. I think we'll start to close it down there, man. I don't think we can close it better than that, just because everything seems to be falling in place for this fight. You seem so calm. You seem so confident. You seem so ready to get the job done. There doesn't need to be any trash talking. What do they say? The loudest person in the room is usually the weakest person in the room.
I had that thought in my mind last night when I got home, because somebody had said something to me We were out. And they were like, Chop said this. And I was thinking in my mind, man, the loudest person in the room is the weakest person in the room. I was like, I don't have anything to say. I was like, I'm not responding. We're going to fight. Plain and simple. That's it. We're going to fight.
At the end of the day, you can say what you want to say and you can try and intimidate, because I get it. Muhammad Ali was great at it, and, mental warfare. But at the end of the day, some people are not going to fall into that trap. And at the end of the day, you're going to have to take accountability for what you say, and you're going to have to fight.
Yeah.
So, from what it seems like, somebody like yourself, it doesn't seem to push you in the intimidation factor. More so as it lights a fire under your ass.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, all right, man, just know that we have to fight. You have to fight me. And I know I have to fight you. And I'm not scared to fight. That's what he kind of thinks. I guess he figures is that I'm scared to fight him because he's a little bit bigger than me and has more experience, whatever. I've never been scared of a fight.
Well, I guess he'll find out when they say knuckle up, will he?
He definitely will find out when he says knuckle up.
All right, man. I'll let you go. I'll let you enjoy your Sunday. I appreciate you joining me as always. I know you say the loudest person's the weakest in the room, but you're not coming in here to lose. Do you have a bold prediction for me?
No.
Nope. Just coming home with that W, coming back to your family a happier man.
Pretty much. It's going to be a fight. So if you haven't already downloaded that BKTV app, make sure you definitely do. Shout out to my sponsors. Thank you all for your love and support. We have like a whole list of them. I'm supposed to go down. Hold on. Can I go down the list real quick?
Of course, brother.
Let's see. Assured Construction. Definitely shout out to J&K Style Grill for hosting us yesterday. Ginger Ale's Lemonade. Fight Hits MMA. Match Bout. Where we at? Gordon Customs. Cryo Spa. Key Creation. That's where my headbands come from Key Creations. And then we have brand new face masks. Man, I don't know where I had. I just got brand new Educated Hands face masks. They're pretty dope. I love them. And then I got gold ones too. We got all gold headbands with black wire. It's gonna be man. Oh, did I forget it? I don't think so. Oh, Travis Lee Institute. I think I got everybody. If I forgot one of y'all, I'm so sorry. I don't have my list in front of me. But Adam, thank you. And Dan Ware, my buddy Warren and Dan Ware. I'll see you in a couple weeks. They're coming from Florida to Mississippi to show their support. It's always great, when look, the wife's downstairs yelling out grindstone, athletics, definitely. Oh, we talked about it and I already got them. And of course, Rob Doggan over at JKD Process. Everybody thinks it's a joke, but we'll see. Y'all believe in the process when I get done with Chop Chop. Babe, I'm good. I love her to death.
Don't we know it, man? Well, Reggie, best of luck, man. I cannot wait to see this fight. I'm a huge fan. I love seeing you compete. I love seeing what you bring into the ring. I cannot wait to see what you're going to bring in against Demarcus Chop Corley on March 19th at BKFC 16. Thank you so much for joining me, Reggie. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You have a good one, Adam.
There he goes, Reggie Educated Hands Barnett. He has taken on boxing sensation Demarcus Chop Corley. It's going down in less than a week, March 19th in Biloxi, Mississippi for BKFC 16. He is the co-main event of the evening. You don't want to miss this fight. For Reggie Barnett, I'm Adam Christ. Make sure you keep it locked to my MMAnews.com for all your fight news needs.